I want to hear good part of your friendship with him, sir, not the bad part. There's two sides of the same coin.
The good
Two
part,
faces will be
the
the
good
coin.
part for him was he was using me as a mirror to understand himself. He liked me so much, you know.
And you also liked him very much.
Very much, you see, but not as a claimant to
Yes, yes.
all that kind of a stuff that he. No, I told him one day, Ji, you are selling your own brand of cigarettes, telling us all that they are nicotine free.
You told him on his
Oh,
face.
on his face.
How did you took that?
That better he liked it. The worst was, he insisted that I should, my daughters were attending the Besanti Software School, started after Annie Besanti, because I was involved with the Theosophical Society national lecturer, afterwards the international lecturer. I was considered to be his nice guy at the time. And I traveled all over the world as an international lecturer, everywhere, lectured everywhere. And what am I saying? Huh?
No, your daughter's joining his
Ah,
schools.
so he insisted that I should send them to Krishnamurti Rishi Valley School. At that time only two, and also I think the women's college there in Banaras. When he left in 1939, he handed over all those schools to the Indian section. After he returned, he wanted them back, and then I was the one who voted for handing over those things.
Oh, you are from Krishnamurti.
Huh? I was a member of
The
the.
Theosophical Society.
Theosophical
When the
Society.
Theosophical Society to him.
You hand it over, you see, it was created by him. Why do you want to keep it? You are not even interested in the, except that Vasanta College, ladies, women's college there in Banaras, he didn't want that these two. He wanted that. And then he insisted. Then he said, sir, and one thing I liked there in Vasanta College was Montessori was stuck there during the war. She could not go out of India. She was holding classes. She was attending the classes and helped the teachers to put, you see, what is that which's name? Montessori systems. It was so silly, so absurd. Why you should teach 2-year-old girls the highest mathematics? What for? You see, anyway, they like it. And I said, no, I'm sorry, I cannot send them. And one reason why I don't want them to go to your school is they will become misfits.
No, you decided that time
So
itself.
I knew that, sir, inside up, upside down. And all the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th dimensions, if there are any. Do you know what he said, sir? They have prayers in that school. Huh? They have once a week some edible classes. How can you send them to the school? Then I asked that guy, the children in your school are not interested in what you are interested in. Why you are dragging all of them to the Hastachal, the top of the mountain there, and to tell them to look at the beauty, the sunrises and sunsets. Why are you doing it? They are not interested, number one. And the second thing that shocked him was, I was always a cool man, still am, and I will continue to be one. That's the only way.
You can.
And function. Yeah.
To put you where you actually belong. You are a vicious Mohan.
Yes, sir.
His family name is Vicious.
So what was the second point?
I asked him, Krishnaji, no, you always call me old chap. That's the British
And
word.
you used to call Krishnaji.
Krishnaji, not Krishnaji. Krishnaji.
No, no.
You are a Kannadiga. You don't know.
You are doing
He came from Andhra Pradesh. He was a Vaidiki, the priest class, and I belonged to the, still I suppose, 6,000 people who opted for secular life. He always went superior. So we still belong to that class of people who are still interested in religious issue. We were arguing. And I looked down upon him because he was a Vaidiki, I was a Niyogi.
That superiority there itself started.
And then this conversation ended up in a very strange way. Sir, what is the difference between looking at the sunrises and sunsets, and looking at the bouncing breasts of an young pretty girl there. But, yes, I don't see any difference.
Why you don't see the difference?
No difference. Why you are condemning that? Why you are praising that? Both are sensual pleasures. You are not ready for any reason. You want me not to look at the bouncing breasts of the pretty girls, right? That must go first.
This has to go, that has to go.
No, this you don't have to do a thing about it. It is that has created this for me.
The sunrise and sunset, if you stop looking at it, this will go itself.
That this you are not ready to accept what I have been emphasizing all the time. If for any reason you want to be a selfless man, the demand or the need or the desire to be a selfless man should first come to an end, and you don't have to do a damn thing about your selfishness. See, it is that has created this. I am not a selfish man. I have got to be selfish in certain areas of my existence. Otherwise, how can I function in this world? It is just not possible. So it is that is perpetuating my misery. This is very difficult, what I have been emphasizing. For whatever reason, you are trying to be free from anything you are trying to be free from. Greed, jealousy, envy, anything. It is the demand to be free from greed is the one that is perpetuated. As I said yesterday, you are the greediest bastard that ever existed on this planet.
The compliment, sir.
It's a compliment. It's also not a greed, but a vicious greed. That is a family. That is your family.
Rubbing salt for free. Rubbing salt. That's it. The point is, desire to be free is a bondage.
And you are not doing anything. What you are doing there all the time is how to be free from that.
And how is that an answer?
How must be removed from all languages. How means
Technique.
Postponement.
how means you want to know.
Okay.
You want to know how to be free.
Okay.
But you are not dealing with the desire there. Desire is something living. You don't condemn desire. If I see a pretty face, if I am not attracted, something wrong with me. Don't condemn me. Whether he's a saint or a sinner, the moment you call that person a pretty woman, you have already created a problem. Who told me that she's a pretty woman and the other bitch is an ugly duckling? You are telling me. So I am projecting the knowledge that is put in there, how a pretty woman looks like. Otherwise, there is no sensual element in this looking. It's only a reflection of that on the retina, like the way the mirror reflects. You don't understand. The physical eye does not see anything except as a flat face, like in the photos, like that. It cannot see the depth at all. The three-dimensional space does not exist for the eye. So you have been made to believe that you must see. Now they are also making movies, three-dimensional movies, and pulling us off. So it doesn't see. The physical eye, UG knows.
We are talking of the fourth dimension now. The
Third
world-
dimension also doesn't exist.
But we are talking already of the fourth dimension.
You know, they can get a Nobel Prize, and the fellow who is doing some research in the fourth dimension, he also wants a Nobel Prize.
Yes.
That's what I said yesterday. You know, we were all made to believe that there is order in this. Order? Yes, you are telling me that there is order in the universe, all those bastards. We have done so much of research. There is a statistical evidence to prove that there is an order in the universe. You gave him a Nobel Prize. That's on his back. And wonderful. All right, and so many other people discovered that there is no order, there is chaos. Both are the same as far as I am concerned. He is brainwashing me to believe that there is no order in the universe and there is chaos. So from that moment onwards, I look at this universe and say to myself and others, there is chaos. You give him an order. And third joker comes along and he says there is order and chaos in the same frame. Pure science is nothing but metaphysical discussions. We all admire scientific thinking. because it has resulted in technology and giving us so many technical things which have made our lives very comfortable and easy. But 70% of the people living in this country or anywhere in the world are not in any way being benefited by their discoveries and technological progress that we think we are making because of the scientific discoveries of all those scientists. Not at all. Have they been benefited?
Slowly we're spreading.
Slowly.
Slowly, no.
No, I may not live that long. I am not interested whether my children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will enjoy the benefits of that. I want to enjoy the benefits now while I am alive. I want to live forever. What all you have done is not helping me to live forever. Now they have also started clinics in America to stop the aging process of dogs and cats. You got it? Huh? All that they have done has not helped me. It has turned me into a miserable creature, very old, can't walk, can't eat, can't do anything. That's why the only thought that ever enters my head when I see all these old people in America suffering, misery. They have money, of course, they live in some old people. So I advise you just leave it to your children and go gracefully. You have lived long enough. I don't want to kill. They don't have the graciousness. You see, take it. You know.
So this
Go.
is what healthcare has done, sir? The prolonging life. Healthcare has resulted in this misery.
This misery. They are not healthy. They don't know what is happening to them. And they take medicines all the time. These doctors, where are the doctors? He's gone now. The other doctor.
One more doctor comes in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's a surgeon.
Surgeon is acceptable to me.
So he cuts.
And then he's you see like that, you know, the
Welding.
engineer who puts them together,
Welder.
costs break down, but not you are
Please, one more doctor.
medical doctor. Sorry, no. It's like, you know, putting two things together, your fingers are cut and put them the same. When she came to know that, she was very furious and she was ready even to throw the bastard out. And then he had no choice but to find out where the head was missing. So he cut the head of an elephant and put it on that, and that is the Ganesh.
Now head was present, but the brain death was already over usually.
Yeah.
So the beginning of surgery in India.
For 7 years. For 7 years I was worshipping
The
Ganesh.
possibility could be that maybe they will be able to cut
No,
the
I
heads
was
and fix it
worshipping,
up.
doing puja to Ganesh.
You are doing, sir?
Until I was 7.
You are doing puja to Ganesha.
Until I was 7.
Good, sir.
No. When I heard this story, the bastard story, I decided no. And then I didn't like to use flowers as an young boy. Why you should cut the flowers and do puja? And I said no. My grandmother said don't bother about flowers. And you have to have rice with the turmeric and all that. And that I can't eat. And others you are denying food to so many people, so I don't. Finish. I was very refined in my way of putting things. When I was 3 years old, they took me to Tirupati. And the bastard torture the 3-year-old guy. Why that Venkateswara Munda koduthu? Why does he want my hair? And why should I put myself to the torture? I never set my feet into the temple.
What a miss, sir.
No, I didn't miss nothing. But I never stopped my wife.
The vibration is
anybody.
there, sir.
No vibration. You know,
There is, sir.
no, you cannot. The story now they are twisting. The Americans buy the hair to make, you know, the wigs. They don't like the Indian hair, it seems. Wait, they buy that from China. One Indian guy like you told me the story. No, the Chinese are buying this hair from Indian. Very comforting, but you are losing the money. What good is that? My wife, my son had polio, and when Jai Krishnamurti failed to heal him, and I never accepted his healing powers. He offered to take care of me. He could not talk. He had polio, he was 7 years old. And somebody suggested that they grow a golden leg in the temple there, so the problem will be taken care of. I never stopped her from going at all. I will drive you to the entrance of the temple, drop you there, go and do all the job.
Oh, you helped her.
No, as a driver. You get
Up to the temple door.
up to the temple.
Good
Wait,
notion.
wait.
I suspect.
Huh?
Well, I don't do that.
He said Vidhan Sabha.
Vidhan Sabha.
V. Mohan. V for Vidhan
Vidhan
Sabha.
Sabha. No. The right name should be Vishwas Mohan.
Vicious.
And now
So
he
why
has-
you change topics and he was talking about something, then you go to Venkateshwara, then you come to Mohan, then you go to somewhere else.
And now
Why
I-
don't you stick to some subject?
Coming back to JK.
No,
Yes,
no,
it is
unitary movement.
Then if you want me to talk about the Kodimunda
Oh, no, stop holding God, sir. Let us talk about what
Yes, stone.
No, we heard that stories.
No, but let me repeat again. Is recording for posterity.
Some points, let us find some point.
Have you any question
Yes, sir.
which you can call your own
So
question?
don't put that condition.
No,
sir.
that is the condition. Nobody ever asked a question like that. A question which you can call your own.
Nothing can be like that, sir.
Now,
You're putting me.
then there is no point in asking the questions. I am telling you all the time, I am not answering your questions. I am pointing out the basic thing. There is no questioner there, there are only questions. Right? You may not accept it. You may think, imagine, dream, be sure that there is a questioner, that there is a believer, that there is a listener, that there is a talker. All that shit you can swallow and enjoy, wallow in that shit. That's your privilege. I am not interested. I am not in the cleaning business yet. Cleaning all that shit.
You should sell Sega's house.
Ugly. So then probably that guy has the answers for your question. Maybe he will give the right answer. I am telling you, I am not giving you any answers. I am telling you one basic thing. The question is born out of the answer you already have. You are not satisfied with the answer, so you want some other answer to replace that answer. And to try, find out if that answer will help you to resolve the problem. I am telling you that I am not giving any answers. I am also adding to that statement that you don't need any answer for that question. Any answer that anybody gives, you try to fit in, and that strengthens and fortifies the answer that you already have. The answer given by somebody else doesn't fit in, doesn't help you to strengthen, fortify, and give continuity to the answer, you reject it. You are neither in a position to accept or reject what I am saying because I am not saying anything. What I am asserting is that you really do not want any answer for that question. If there is any answer, that answer will put that question to an end. All the other questions, in any area of your existence, in any field of your thinking, are the variations of the same question. This is not schoolboy's logic, you can sit and talk, but you do not want any answer for that question. If there is any answer, I am saying there is no answer, I am not giving any answer, and you yourself don't want an answer. Since there is no answer to the question, there is no way you can get any answer from anybody or from within yourself. The question cannot stay there. If the question comes to an end, the answers that you have will also go. And what is that answer? That answer is what you know and what you experience. That answer is yourself. The answer that you have there and what you call you, they are one and the same. If there is any answer to the question which you are throwing at yourself and me, has no answer, the question has got to come to an end. There is no questioner, I am telling you, you don't have to take my word. If the question comes to an end, the answer, which you, as you know yourself and as you experience yourself, will also come to an end. Do you know what will happen? You will drop dead at this moment on this spot. What you call clinical death will occur. That don't take it very lightly. You understand?
Askarani.
And
Travel agent, Askarani.